It's time to put your costume on and listen to the Longcast.
Welcome to the LongCon podcast, where we can't remember our intro.
And we
No, you keep it going, Dale. You keep it going.
It needs to go. Oh my god.
He can
My
edit this part
failure
out.
has been documented.
Welcome. We failed. Goodbye. Have fun.
The people
Where
need
we
to know.
discuss
I'm the one. Whatever.
what?
Nothing.
We discuss conventions, cosplay, and other facets of geek culture. I'm Kevin.
For now.
Yeah.
That's Dale.
Jen.
I'm Robert.
I'm Nick.
And Jessica.
And I'm Olivia Steelstone.
And we are here at DragonCon on Monday. It's been a long weekend. Some of
Well,
us are sick.
It's Monday for us, but for like Australia, it's already Tuesday.
We'd like to let them think it's Monday. And there's like a 1 in 7 chance it'll actually be Monday.
Well, there's some Australians here, so it might not be. Monday.
We met their tiniest.
I don't know. We met the one person at the convention from Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and
that
all
too.
the people were sitting there. Where are you from? Madison. Can't escape our
When we
own
were giving
state.
blood.
Oh. Well, people from Wisconsin are used to giving blood because of all the bloody mosquitoes, so I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of...
They should just harvest them and grind them up.
The Wisconsin Badgers red is all done in blood.
Yeah, mosquito popped mosquito
When you
blood.
see,
they have someone mauled by a badger,
yep,
and then they collect the blood.
We actually,
it's tradition.
yeah, the Badger Stadium is not where they play football. It's where we sacrifice people to the Badgers, and then make the uniforms for football.
Yeah, it's how we can get through this loophole.
Yeah, this is a great con podcast. It's talking about
Yeah, well,
Football.
Madison colors.
There haven't been other podcasts for gaming that slowly delve into
Well, not that you want
sports and
Sports
stuff.
talk.
Yeah.
well, that was our sports segment of this podcast. Now we'll switch back over to news.
What is sports?
What am sports? How does football?
Syntax.
Okay, so what day did we get here?
We got here on
I
Thursday.
feel like I've been here for like 9 years.
Yeah, I know.
We weren't hardcore this year, and we did not do the trip in
Yeah,
one
no,
go.
we stopped
took a
in
break.
Louisville, Kentucky for the night.
I would have been fine going in one go.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't
Uh,
like it.
You're the one who complained the most about going in one go.
Right.
Of
Yes,
anyone.
most
Right,
of
well, I had
All
to
time.
drive.
Ever.
I had to drive.
No, you didn't.
No, the other time.
Oh, last time.
Yeah. This time I didn't have to, so I would have been fine going in one go.
Okay.
You drove half the trip
Yeah.
last year.
Very good. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because pretty much mostly you complained about
Hey,
going in one go.
all I gotta say is I kept them from riding in the traffic jam.
The
I
traffic
drove.
jam was interesting.
Yeah, I was getting play-by-plays from Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were.
Well, I was
Hey, look,
already
we're
here at the
stopped.
convention.
We're stopped again. We're still stopped.
It was
Yeah.
about 50 miles north of Atlanta.
Yeah, there was just solid traffic, and we were stuck there for what, an hour?
Almost 2 hours.
Almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
But apparently a tractor trailer, was it?
It was a big semi.
Yeah, had flipped over and taken out several cars, and apparently that was about 10 minutes before us or ahead of us.
Yay
And
for not
Jen was
having
like,
to-
you know what? I want to stop for gas, even though I don't have a full tank, or I only have like half a tank. I don't want to have to stop for gas in Atlanta. So Jen likes to think that she saved us all from
I
dying.
did.
I like to think
Yay
she
for not
caused
having a
us
fuel-efficient
2
car.
hours of our life stuck in traffic.
Dale would be perfectly fine if we were the last car before that
Yep.
tractor trailer flipped over.
Keep going. They might have just killed Nick. We could have been fine.
I was ahead of you.
Nick was ahead of us. Yeah.
So we could have been that car that just escaped. Like for me, when I didn't get hit by the milk, it got all around me,
that's
but I
right,
was
yeah.
completely safe.
Yeah, during our kidnap theater thing.
Yep.
All I know is I waved at you guys as I drove through Elizabethtown, Kentucky, and it's like...
And
Yeah.
we waved
Sometimes-
back.
You know,
I was
in our
probably waiting.
glorious sleep.
That one person.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, when it gets to be 1:45 in the morning, the night before you're supposed to leave for the convention, and you can't sleep, it's like, why am I lying in here in bed waiting till 5 o'clock to get on the road? Let's just go and get it over with.
Right.
It worked out really well. Plus,
So-
I flew a Griffin, according to Nick. So
Yeah,
that
I just
helps, too.
naturally assumed.
Speaking of, Robert is basically our resident Grey Warden
Evil.
for all of America / the world. Yeah, I almost picture you having like a Harley or something with Griffin stuff all over
And a
it.
random woman riding in the back.
Actually,
that
I
comes
was-
in at different times.
I'm getting to the point where I've got to get a new car. I'm looking at a Mustang, and what I was thinking
Don't
about
get a
doing,
Mustang. They're
well,
evil.
I want to get it
They're-
in a nice shade of blue, and then what I'm going to do is
Oh, the-
have it custom painted down the center, the scales with the blue stripes,
Hmm.
and then the double Griffin logo.
The crest on the hood.
Yeah, and then
You live in Indiana though. There's snow.
Yeah,
you
you
want
don't
to drive
want to
a
get up there
Mustang?
if you live
I
in
also
the snow
I
line.
also have a 3-car garage, so
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, if you keep it in there.
That's
it
his
Yeah.
summer vehicle.
yeah, it's my
only
summer
comes
vehicle.
out for Dragon Con.
Yeah.
That works.
Or for blights.
Yeah.
Or Blade, yeah.
He drives it during the blade.
So.
He runs over the Genlock.
Driving over
Relax.
Darkspawn, my Mustang, yeah.
Sounds
Since
like-
BioWare won't give us Griffins, but
Well, maybe they
You go,
did. They
you go
did
on WoW. They got griffins there.
for
That's
Dragon
what they
Age
do.
Inquisition. They did specifically say there were mounts in the game.
Yeah, that
They've
means
only shown us horses so
Right.
far,
You weren't.
but
not-
they did specify mounts, so maybe
But griffins are supposedly extinct.
extinct.
No.
But dragons supposedly were too until the
Mm-mm.
Dragon Age started.
No, they weren't supposed to be extinct. They're
You're
just
saying- you're
really
getting
rare
confused with Game of
creatures.
Thrones.
I never heard
I
anyone
was-
say.
they were thought to be extinct. They thought that
Who's they?
the dragon hunters, it was just general knowledge. Read Brother Genitivi, he tells you this stuff.
Read what?
Yeah.
You're supposed
Shut
to
up!
be the
You
bard.
never even played the game more than Ostigard.
You're supposed to be the bard of the group, Dale.
Yeah, that's why I don't believe it. There's always gonna be dragons. What the fuck? Otherwise, it really wouldn't be called Dragon Age. Now, would it? Yeah.
That's some.
Oh no, the dragons are gone. We're just gonna call it Age. Congratulations.
Dale, stop metagaming.
No, stop thinking.
Look, the game is called Dragon Age.
Yeah.
Hawk.
Dragons, hello.
Why wouldn't there be dragons?
Yeah. It was
I
fucking
can't do a
weird.
Brian Bloom voice.
We were in the Dragon Age section of the parade.
Yep.
So if you saw the parade,
Well, the ones who showed up to the parade.
And if
Yeah,
you
we
don't know
showed
about
up.
Dragon Con, there was a parade in Atlanta. They close off the streets for
We-
like 2 hours, and people get in line in costume and just march.
All right, so you're the only one who saw the person in with the hood.
Oh, the creepy.
No, I didn't
person?
see him either.
Okay, Nick, did you see him?
No,
What?
it was only the girls in the
Okay, it
group
was
apparently.
only females.
Or no,
who
it
see
was
this.
it was only the mages. I'm like, is this like only an apostate thing? Like,
See, that's what I've got a feeling. It wasn't Darkspawn, so Kevin and I couldn't detect it.
What are you
but
talking about?
apparently the creep meters went off on the females in the group.
all right, Dale,
so-
tell the story to Nick and the podcast.
I'm okay.
well,
I'll do as best
it's
I
a
can.
secondhand story at this point, but you
I
don't.
didn't
and
see
it's
the
not
person.
like you
so
don't
this
make
is all-
up stuff anyway,
Right.
so just go
So
with it.
apparently,
Just
when
make it good.
Like halfway through the parade, some random guy just decided to join the Dragon Age group or something. And he had a hood and like a ball or something, like a glowing ball. And they're like, "We're all so creeped out." I'm like, no one saw this person but the females apparently in our group. That's it. You didn't see it.
No.
You didn't see it. The other person I'm pointing at didn't see it, and I didn't see it. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about.
No, all I know is he supposedly had a plague cloak on and was carrying a crystal ball.
Yeah,
so-
yeah, that's it. That's all I heard, and I think I would have saw if that creature existed.
Yeah, I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can look
If
up
he was-
footage from there.
If
I
he
was-
was still there at the end of the parade, I may have caught him on video.
Okay.
So
alright.
it's
So
possibly.
usually-
Well,
No,
I
you're
wanna
gonna
look-
go into that video and he won't be there.
It's a
There'll
good-
be like
Yeah.
a weird blur.
It's
No,
a
no,
good-
Yeah.
she'll see it, but we won't.
it's a
I'm
good
like
thing
that.
they have wristbands.
and then
to
you're gonna
keep
get a
people
call.
out.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
And
That
it's
was
gonna
the
say
other
7
thing.
days.
That was the other thing that really. Oh, you guys need a wristband. Really? Who's checking them? No
Yeah.
one.
I
Oh.
literally put mine in my pouch and didn't pull it out till I threw
Yeah,
it
no,
away.
I put it underneath my sleeve because I was like, oh.
Yeah, I had mine
I still
on,
have
and
mine.
like
It was
immediately
mounted on my
afterward,
sword.
Megan McNeil came up with one of her big knives, and she's like, "You sick of wearing that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she just cut it off. I was like, "Oh, real knives, good, good."
Good thing they didn't piece tie that, but they had to piece tie my guns with no triggers on them.
Give us McNeil.
She was legit.
So that was on Saturday with
Yeah.
the parade.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Jen, this was your first Dragon Con. What did you think of the crowds?
It was a lot of stuff I didn't expect to see.
Oh yeah, that too. Obscurity.
Just
I don't.
everything
What
and
did-
anything is console.
What was your
to see.
favorite obscure costume?
I don't know. There's so many of
You
them.
did see
I
the
was gonna say
hunter
yeah.
from
Jumanji.
Jumanji, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Van,
yeah, he was
the old dude.
awesome.
Van
He
Pelt.
wasn't weird though.
Is that what his name was?
yeah,
if
Van
we're
Pelt.
going for weird costumes, but yeah, he was the coolest one.
Yeah, Dragon Con is the best for obscure costumes.
Did
For
you see the
sure.
guy that was cosplaying as the guy on Heroes of Cosplay, where he had like a TV in front of him?
Are you
and, like,
serious?
the name?
Yeah.
I heard.
Yeah.
I
Ron
heard
got a
someone
picture
say
of
about
I
that.
forget that dude's name, but it was It was pretty funny.
I'm sure Corky and her family have pictures of it because they should have pictures. Of
I know
everything.
Missy took a
They
picture.
usually
of him.
do.
And Corky, if you're listening to this at some point in time, should consider herself very lucky because she's literally the only person that's ever worn my shield besides myself.
Really?
Yeah.
What about your wife?
No protection there, and I'm not married.
Oh, the person you hang out with.
Oh, no one.
The one who brought all the other females into the room.
No.
Like, they could overpower you at any time. We've got the equipment.
I came in here last night and I wore it. So
You were standing over the bed.
I was
wearing
standing.
it.
I was standing over the bed.
I have your shield.
I was wearing your shield and I was like petting your hair and I was like, "Sleep, Robert, sleep."
This is getting creepy.
It was creepy to begin with. Now it's getting something else.
It just goes to a whole other level.
It is whether or not it's true is a big question at this point.
Yep.
Nick did get up early this morning.
Yeah. So what are we doing? What did we do for costumes? Did anyone dress up on Thursday or did we not?
No.
No,
No.
we didn't.
We
dress up.
kind of just walked
I did.
around and ran into people, so.
Yeah.
Would anyone believe I was wearing Grey Warden armor on Thursday?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
believe that. I say that's
I
feasible.
don't believe you wear it normally, so.
Wait, that's
Wait,
not
am I
your
not
that's not your
wearing
regular
armor?
clothes.
So
You're just you're meeting us at this level of
Yeah.
casual wear. So as soon as we leave, you're
Well,
just gonna
I got
Yeah.
we got our matching necklaces
Right.
on.
Wonder Twin Powers.
Wait.
For those of you
Well, ours don't
watching the
match at all.
podcast on video,
mine's got a badge on it.
make sure you look for that video feed of the podcast. It's on the interweb. You just got to look for it.
Yeah, just keep looking. You'll find it.
Click on the
No,
link.
no,
below.
harder. Not that link. No, don't you dare go to that link. That's terrible.
How could you?
Right, that's better.
In your mother's
No,
house.
that's
All right,
that's
joke
the
is
cons with long podcast. That's not the link you want to click.
There were, I don't know, compared to other conventions I've been to, the costumes were either like really good or really bad. Like you just threw something together. But the ones that were really good, you're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
they're amazing.
Well,
So-
Harrison Kirk said that such an obscure, like weird, very specific costume to Dragon Con
Oh, yeah.
with his floor camouflage.
That was great.
The lower lobby and the
10th
Basement
floor.
or whatever.
10th floor has
10th
that.
floor has it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there are 3 floors in the
Marriott.
Marriott of Dragon Con that have this very specific pattern, and he basically created a camouflage pattern for a tactical costume with that floor pattern, and he put it on his gun too. And he and his friend, I don't know who the other guy was, but they would just lay down, and people would take pictures of them from above, and it was very funny but very specific.
It was. And
You
that's,
couldn't take that anywhere else and have anybody else get it.
Yeah, and that's Harrison Cricks from
Or
Vulpin.
Vulpin props, yes.
Vulpin.
He does amazing stuff.
And Bill Duran had that Skyrim Dragon.
Yeah, I saw it before the parade, but I didn't actually see it in the parade.
I saw them.
Apparently he had like a whole mask and stuff like that.
Yeah, I saw
and then
them
his
in
wife, too.
Yeah, Bill and his wife, and then
So I just saw him in the Nordic armor, and it looked pretty sweet.
It was-
What was I can't remember the name of the ancients.
the Draggers.
Draggers thing.
Yeah, and Bill is from Punished.
Punish drops or chin beard.
Or
Dropping names.
Name dropping, level 5. What
Yeah.
did you guys do costume wise on Friday?
Why don't we start with our guest?
Well, I know it's probably hard to believe, but I did a variant on the Grey Warden costume. So,
Don't say.
No,
I never
yeah.
would have guessed.
had a quilted gambeson under the armor with chest plates over, and then the Spencer jacket or shrug, and of course the tassets and the greaves and bracers. So that was my costume that day.
Dale and Jen, you guys did the.
I did Roach from Modern Warfare with my riot shield all covered in fake blood.
I'm
And
so
people
glad
would
that
run
stuff's
into it
dry.
and hurt themselves, and they were like, ow. What do you
There's a-
expect?
There's a big Lexan shield in front of you. What did you expect was going to happen?
It's not like I moved.
And I did, of course,
Dale, yeah.
Price from Modern Warfare.
Also Varric.
Kevin, you had a new
No,
costume.
we're talking
that you
about just
were
Friday.
Oh, just Friday?
Yeah.
showing.
Yeah, I had my hunter costume with the hood and everything done.
Too bad no one recognized.
Oh,
There was
no.
one dude, and I
One-
hugged him, and I instantly regretted it because he talked my ear off about his costume for the next, 15 or 20 minutes.
If only there was a place where people would go to talk about
Well,
their costumes.
it was
and
fine.
share it with other people with the same interests. If only there was a place where you could go to judge other people's
I would-
costumes
That
I would
and
hate-
deflate them in
I would
such
hate
a
that
way.
place.
There was another person who knew who you were.
Well, that's because they were in a Hellgate costume as well. Well, he and his handlers. Oh man, but he had equally terrible vision with his mask on. But he had like these. The Templar costume from Hellgate has like these glowing visor things, and it looked like he was able to see out of it because it looked like it was acrylic or something. And I looked closer and I realized that there was just condensation all over the front of it, so he couldn't see anything either. So we were equally blind, and he just held the same position from the concept art. So, and I did the same thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I just wore my Mal Firefly stuff on Friday. I don't think I did anything else on Friday.
Just wore that.
Yeah, Saturday I did a couple.
Saturday was kind of a test run for a
Well,
lot of
let's,
things.
Jess, what did you wear on Friday?
I wore my Samara loyalty outfit
From Mass Effect?
From Mass Effect 2.
Or wait, what day was the Doctor Who ball? Was that Friday?
That was
Saturday, wasn't it?
I think it was Saturday.
Well, yeah, okay.
Because I was thinking about changing back into my hunter stuff, and then was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Or no, I wasn't.
No, wait.
Saturday was all Alistair for me.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
wait.
we
then you
drank-
were-
It was Friday. Okay.
It was Friday.
Yeah.
So Friday night there was a Doctor Who ball, and
You're right.
me and Laura Ducros were the Doctor and
Cross-playing.
Rose, but it was gender swapped, so I was Rose and she was the Doctor.
Then it's not really gender swapping, is it then?
Yes, it is. So, yeah, Jess, you did Samara.
I did
Friday.
Samara. Took a bunch of pictures. Yeah.
So we went-
Basically because you got together with an entire Mass Effect
Oh, we
group
were
that
we were
had
down
some,
in the Marriott for
and
quite a
Rana,
while. And
Rana was in that
there.
group, so she's the face model for Samara.
Yeah, and a lot of pictures, a lot of kids staring at us like, what is that? And then parents going, go take a picture. The kids are just like,
Blue people.
I don't want to
"Blue
touch
people."
Is it a Smurf?
And Jerry LaRusso's Volus.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
That
It's
was
great.
awesome.
It's great. We were hanging out with him for a while. Just show you that. But he built a Volus, which
It's
is
awesome.
it was his first costume he ever built, and it's like the greatest Volus.
That is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have friends of ours who would make good Boluses.
Very nice.
Laura had
Why are you
her
looking at me?
RC
Not you.
Mako,
No, I
No,
promise not
not
you.
you.
No.
and she was driving that around.
Yeah, the RC Mako was.
I
good.
kept threatening to boot it.
Oh. Well,
Well,
it kept
especially during the
encroach-
parade.
You were
yeah.
right, because it kept encroaching on Dragon Age territory.
right.
Yeah,
It kept-
they're-
They kept calling hold the line, but they weren't holding their own line.
no,
Yeah, and
they,
one-
they certainly can't march in a line.
Yeah.
It's not a straight one.
One of the female Turians was like 4 people deep in our group for half of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why the second half of I was at the back of our group, because if anyone went past me, I just mimicked them until they went back into their own little hole. I'm gonna shame you till you leave us alone.
I mean, as if the fact that there are like 50 shepherds all marching in the parade
Right.
isn't
Yeah.
like enough. you
They
know.
also did have Mark Mir, though.
Yeah.
So
Which-
he is the voice of Commander
That
Shepard.
doesn't mean they
Wait.
get to multiply.
Yeah, that doesn't mean they get to march in the Dragon Age. stuff.
And
I
they
mean,
had
heck,
Brahma.
they've already got all the
That's-
merchandise.
I'm just saying
I mean,
that's
you know.
why there were a bunch of shepherds.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's why. I
Okay,
think
that's
it's because all they need is the armor. You don't have to do anything with your face then,
right.
or hair, or body type.
Yeah, which is great for those of us who don't actually look like anyone from the video game.
Yeah.
Not-
I
not
hate
that
it when
we
people
know.
look
Yeah.
like game characters.
Yeah, poster boys, calendar men.
Yeah, the Legion
Yeah.
of Fangirls really must bother you.
What are you talking about, Dale?
You want me to pull up the Facebook page?
No, just-
all right then.
Or,
Pantsless Mondays.
or
What?
the girls in the.
No, the fan page.
What?
They have shirtless Fridays and
Oh,
pantless
yeah,
Mondays.
you told me about that.
Mm-hmm.
I love the ones yelling, "I love you, Alistair!" and during the parade. That was pretty awesome.
We're lucky there was police there.
The
though.
one
Yeah.
girl.
I was actually kind of surprised that there weren't more because I was so waiting for that to happen because I just had so many different things to say on your behalf.
No
that-
panties had been thrown.
Yeah.
Except for the one.
Next
that,
time I'll throw my panties
No,
for you.
that's quite all right.
Except for the one that said, I tried to romance you, but you
Oh
won't
yeah,
let me. And I'm
I
just
love.
like, how did you fail?
That's not the first time that's happened.
What?
And
He's like
people
the
have-
Anders of
No,
Dragon.
people have legitimately gotten mad at me. And I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm just a guy in a costume. Why are you getting mad at me that you couldn't romance Alistair?
I have never met you before in my life, but how is it my fault you could not romance a character that looked vaguely like me? Although I do know some people who have met you before playing the game, and they cannot romance Alistair now because they would feel like they were trying to romance you.
I like
And-
this idea.
And,
I feel
and
that
that
way
makes,
all the
and that
time.
makes them kind of uncomfortable,
Oh
and
my
especially
goodness.
now that they've met Jen, they're like, I can't do that to Jen. I can't.
I find this hilarious.
This is a great story. Thank you for sharing this
Yeah.
story.
I know some people that still wouldn't matter.
And in fact, one of them is not in the room at the moment, but is one of the occupants of this room besides me.
I see.
And she just can't do it because she's like, it's Kevin. He's just I like Kevin. He's my friend. And Jen, I like Jen.
You got friend zoned in a video game.
We were setting new standards at DragonCon 2013.
So, did anybody else do anything on Friday? Because, I mean, Nick went to the Doctor Who thing, and then he went to the
Oh.
Venture Brothers
Oh,
party.
we hung out with Doug
We
Jones.
hung out with Doug Jones
Oh,
for
that's
like
right.
an hour.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Did
that.
Corky was
Out.
so excited.
Yeah, well, we
He
just,
was equally touchy feely like he always is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was sitting
Who's
down.
Doug Jones?
He
He's
is-
Abe Sapien in the Hellboy
Yeah,
movies.
he's always does the monster stuff.
Oh.
So
And in Pan's
that was
Labyrinth.
terribly grammatically incorrect. He's always does the monster things and stuff.
He's always does the monster things movies in him. Does.
He was also the fawn from Pan's
Pan's
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the Pale Man. with the
Oh yeah,
pants.
that too.
But yeah, so he was sitting by a pillar.
He's a monster
We
actor.
just, me and Laura Ducros and Jess and Corky and Laura's friend Richard, we just went and sat down next to him and talked to him for an hour.
It was great.
He was like, goddamn people.
He's real down to earth, right?
Yeah, well, that's why he was out there. On
Right.
The
Yeah,
floor.
he just likes watching people and
Not like
interacting
Mark
with
Sheppard.
people.
Yeah, well, Mark Sheppard sucks, but Doug Jones is great.
I pretty much just roamed around in Grey Warden armor, sort of photobombed the ElfQuest photo shoot, but I was legitimately invited, and then all the Windy Peony elves from ElfQuest like wanted pictures with the Grey Warden, which was kind of cool. So they had me in a couple of their shots, and then a couple of them wanted to like square off like they were fighting with me since I was a human, which if anyone has read the ElfQuest comics knows that there's sort of a conflict there, especially with the main protagonist.
Isn't
in the
there
books.
always a conflict?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Dalish elves.
Always,
and-
yeah.
And it doesn't matter.
So-
It's elves always hate everything else.
And
Yeah.
then,
They're white.
then I went over to the dealer's area, which was just chaos incarnate.
Oh, it
And-
was.
But I managed to meet Richard and Wendy Peony and had them autograph some of my first edition ElfQuest, including Fantasy Quarterly #1, which is the very first appearance of ElfQuest in print form. So that was kind of cool. And I got yelled at by people who apparently are on our Facebook group but had never met me, but they saw me in armor and they just would yell, Grey Warden, Grey Warden, Grey Warden, and then post on Facebook, I saw the Grey Warden, but I didn't get to take his picture or talk to him, and I'm so sorry.
It's just like you're the leprechaun of that. What was that one? Do you know what I'm talking about? There's that one like really poor community, and they had it was like in Alabama or something like that. And there's a leprechaun in the tree.
yeah, I saw that video. It
I
was like
saw
on
the
news.
leprechaun. He looked like this.
It's like a-
What?
Yeah.
So, is this a fever-addled dream
I-
you guys share?
no, it was just.
What the hell?
We dropped acid this one time. Not really. No, really.
There were no dolphins there, I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get to tell my story.
Oh, go
Friday.
ahead. Go
Dale,
ahead,
tell your
sorry.
Friday story.
So Friday, I had a very fun adventure with my bank.
Oh, yeah.
So
It can never be a Dragon Con without Dale having some sort of problem with badges.
Oh, and then the badge tried to eat my phone today too.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, the bank apparently, because they're like, oh, you traveled out. So I answered like 12 questions and talked to 3 different people, and it finally got resolved. They could use my card for 2 days. So I found out last night, and this morning I cannot use my card because it's restricted again. I have the money, I have the funds. I'm gonna burn the bank down. So yeah, it's fun. I've got $7. Yay!
In the bank, a part of the bank.
In the flames, a part of the flames. Yeah. So we'll see if I'm still gonna have a bank next year, or at least
You should
have
switch over
that.
to U.S. Bank.
Why? What are you gonna give me?
Nothing, but the building is right by where you work.
What? Well, they're headquarters or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So you could, there's
I
a
know.
branch there, I think, too.
Double gold.
Double gold.
DDY.
DDY.
So yeah, that was my fun adventure. Other than that, not much happened on Friday.
But what about?
Well, we were in the line to get our badges in the morning, which went all the way around Atlanta
Yeah,
twice,
which
and then
which we found out us three probably didn't even need to be in that
Yeah.
damn line.
yeah.
Because Jen and I had pre-registered, and that's what.
Suckers.
Well, that's what the giant line was for. It literally went from the parking garage, and looped all the way around the building, and then you had to go inside. It was
You had to go around the front twice.
yeah, it was madness.
You almost think at that point they would have realized you need more people for the badges.
Yeah.
It should be open
Man,
24
it was
hours.
just like zip zip.
Or
you
that
should be able to get your badge 24
And-
hours.
I had the one guy who was like, "Hey, Wauwatosa, Wisconsin." I was just there, and I'm like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, that's how I know how to pronounce your city."
Oh.
But yeah,
Cool.
he was listing off like, you know, I'm like, he's doing my badge stuff, and I'm like, yeah, there's crazy names all over Wisconsin. He's like, yeah, Menominee, Sheboygan, you know, Racine, all that stuff.
Forget about it.
Yeah, so he's listing off all the crazy cities, and then he's like, all right, you're all done, Kevin. So,
Yeah.
and I had to stand there and wait for Jen. So if they were all that efficient, they should have been like, dun 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 dun.
Well, really, as large as the crowd is, they should just, for an additional fee, mail them out, because Gen Con will do that.
Most
Even
conventions do
even
that.
Yeah.
Anime Central will do that.
Yeah,
so
C2E2 does that for free.
Yeah.
C2E2.
So I don't know why something as large as Dragon Con can't, other than someone's trying to.
Well,
you know,
seriously, my
ensure
badge-
that they have something to do with Dragon Con.
My badge cost $130, and you can't use 15 cents of that to ship it to me or
Yeah.
mail it to me.
Yeah.
I like how you have a nice shiny badge, but then they just take like a paper label and stick it on there,
Uh-huh.
and then it comes off in the rain when it downpours.
Speaking of labels, Dale, what happened to yours today?
Oh, getting the fucking protective cover for my
E.
phone. It's yeah, it like took half of it off. So I'm like, because now if I do it, it's got the stupid bubbles and everything. So now I need to find something flat in the width of my phone, which is big enough to kill a puma. So
You can kill a puma by
I swear to God, I cannot have a Dragon Con without my badge trying to do some shit to me.
It's
or
trying to
something.
escape to find the
I
last
swear,
review
one podcast I will be able to,
No,
to say
no,
acceptable for all audiences.
Nope, no, that'll be the one. I'm not here then,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna swear it's something.
I could just bleep it all out.
You could.
Then Dale bleep me out.
you could try, but the whole the podcast is just gonna be bleeps then. Let's just be, every time someone swears, we're just gonna say fuck, fuckity fuck.
It's gonna be like an episode of Jerry Springer.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Did somebody
Why-
just
why
die
is-
in the hospital in Nevada?
Why are they sending Morse code now? I thought we got past this technology. But Saturday was the funnest day of them all.
Saturday was fun.
It was pretty magical.
On Saturday, Kevin got proposed to by David Gator,
Oh,
and,
it
you
was
didn't,
pretty-
and you didn't say yes.
No,
I didn't say no either.
It
Oh!
happened the other way too. You
It
took-
did.
Yeah, you took a knee and gave it to gave a rose to Gator.
Oh, speaking of taking a knee, why don't you tell the podcast so you can blow some people's minds? Because you blew
Okay.
my mind about
Yeah,
about
all Robert's mine.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know how in Skyrim you're walking around and you get the guards that come up and they're like, "I used to be an adventurer like you until I took an arrow to the knee," and then you're sitting there thinking, "What are all these idiots doing, getting shot in the knee with arrows?" But it turns out that taking an arrow to the knee is an old Nordic expression for getting married. So, like, you know, you
propose, you take a knee.
you take one knee. So you took an arrow to the knee.
From Cupid, the arrow.
Yeah. So bam.
Oh, I
So
thought
they-
the Vikings were just
They didn't
proposing
get
to
injured and
people.
retire. They got married and retired.
Yeah, and I saw that.
And I was like, oh,
yeah,
just
well,
like that.
Megan McNeil said that on Facebook, and it blew my mind.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I gotta tell everyone this.
But
this
did
is
you
great.
make sure the source was credible?
Yeah, I read the article she posted.
I'm surprised you didn't know that beforehand because you're kind of like the folklore guy. Well, I guess that's not really folklore.
Yeah, I had never heard it before, so
Oh no, he didn't hear one thing. I guess that means he failed.
I should go.
Nick usually is the one who corrects me on every little bit of folklore ever.
I don't know.
When I told him I wanted to make a witch for D&D, he's like, "Oh, you could do this and this and this."
But you didn't.
So I was like, "Well, are there Russian witches other than Baba Yaga?" And you're like, "Da da 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 da."
Yeah.
Shapeshifting
Oh, well,
witches
that
are
answered
a
all
more
my
Celtic
questions.
thing, you know, like, okay.
But Baba Yaga has such a cool trailer.
Oh yeah. Chicken leg shack.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys woke up.
Or I
went to
guess
the
that's
parade.
Baba Yaga.
Yes. Parade. Saw
And that
Ron.
was Dale, Nick, and
I
Kevin
feel like there was a
were-
reference that just flew over my head.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay, it's like somebody got
It was a
I'm
very
sorry.
hot parade, and we went uphill towards the sun, so that was fun.
we paraded into the sun, where then we were destroyed.
Then after that, we went right to the photo shoot, where
Yeah.
Bly met his favorite character ever.
What? David Gator?
Character!
Yeah, David Gator is such a character.
Yeah.
He is.
Met
Nah, that's not yours.
I don't
Throw.
care, it's portable.
He met another Alistair.
Oh, there was another Alistair who was from the comics.
Who was dressed as
Alistair was dressed as somebody else.
the King of Ferelden, you jackass. You were
Well,
so
I was-
happy because you're like, yay, someone's the king, and I don't have
No,
to
I
be.
said someone. Oh, I did say that.
You did.
But I mean, that came with the territory for when I said the Silent Grove Alistair. He is
Not
king of it.
everyone's read that, though.
Well, Alistair from the Silent Grove. The canon for that is Alistair is king, even though I did not make him king.
I did.
I did. Who didn't make him king?
The
Not
first
me.
time he was.
He was drunk
a
in a
drunken
bar.
lout.
Yeah. He was a sad drunk
You
in a
guys
bar.
took-
I not only made him king, but proclaimed him so in the streets of Atlanta on a very hot day on Saturday.
And then I hid behind Chris, I think.
Yes, yeah.
No, I hid behind Andrew in his seeker armor. That's what it was, because he had a big flowing cape.
Yes. You were just hiding behind anyone you could.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Don't
But
look at me.
Andrew Cuddle's pretty tall. So
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And very awesome.
he is.
He's the only person that understands my whole, if we make it with real steel and make it really heavy, it'll be so good.
So was his Hawk armor steel last year?
Actually, I do not believe so,
Okay.
but he's into using things like brass and steel and
Okay.
aluminum and thick wire.
Because it
and
looked
stuff.
like metal.
Yeah, I think for weight issues, shipping it over or transporting it.
He
from the UK,
lives
just
in the
couldn't do
UK,
it.
so it's quite an expense, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he and Claire are absolutely awesome.
Yeah.
Adore him to death, and just are more great members of our group.
Another guest approaches.
Hello. Other mysterious person.
Kim. Kim makes the best mango margaritas
And she
ever.
can't, and she's the one who cannot romance Alistair because it's Kevin, and she can't do
We
that.
were talking about that on the podcast.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
I met you first, and then I played Dragon Age. I'm like, well, it's Kevin.
You can do it anyway.
You get Jen's say so. Jen approves.
Kevin is cock blocking her video game character.
I find it hilarious.
Video game Alistair hates you.
I can't do it. It's too weird.
I apologize to your warden.
No.
What? Varric doesn't allow me to apologize.
Alistair's not bright enough to be able to apologize.
Well, I got in an elevator. It was just waiting for me, and it didn't stop at all.
That's
Well, that's because pretty much everyone's like
I know.
gone now.
It's
a
been
Dragon Con
elevator
gift.
con.
It's the Monday.
But-
It's always weird.
So,
To piggyback on what you were saying, that reminds me of Dale and Varric.
I had a good reason for that, though.
I know, but everybody loves Varric.
I know, I didn't say I didn't love Varric.
Varric could very well take Ray Romano's spot and completely redo that show into Everybody Loves Varric.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody would be like, yeah, of course everybody loves Varric. Everybody had him in his party. Except for the one Varric cosplayer in her group.
Well, he would talk over me when I was making jokes, and he'd give them different nicknames. I mean,
And that's
So-
your territory.
yes.
I'm sorry that
I
they
was
made
here.
a character.
No, I was here first.
I'm sorry they made a character exactly like you and you refuse to acknowledge it.
No, I don't. Okay, let me put it this way. Do you want two of me around?
I would have two Varrics.
No, that wasn't the question. Would you have two of me around?
I don't know.
If you
Varric
would-
gets less mad than you do.
That'd be like dividing by zero.
No, that's
Something
not
the universe
true.
would go
Yeah,
wrong.
so
He gets
Yeah.
mad. He got really mad at his brother.
Bartrand,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
But in general,
Yeah,
Varric's
also-
pretty happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, but I haven't seen Varric work in customer service.
I would
for
not
11
describe
years.
you as happy-go-lucky.
I am if I don't have to work.
I know.
Okay, so after the parade, you guys went to the photo shoot.
Yep.
We did.
We had
David
great.
Gator was there. Aiden.
David Gator took a special picture of me and 2 other people. What's with the blank looks?
Was it a special picture?
It was a special picture.
Would
He's
you like to
sending it.
describe the special picture?
Yes, it was me, Isabella from the comic, and the King of Ferelden, Alistair, and he's sending it to the Dark Horse studio.
Nice.
Really?
Yes,
Sweet.
that's what he said he wanted.
So
Very nice.
I have to,
got the Silent Grove picture.
yeah.
Now you just have to get the breastplate
Yeah, and the
and the
shield guards.
greaves.
Yep.
Greaves.
Which is Clarissa. That was
Yes.
the
Yep.
comic.
Because she
yeah.
explains it all.
Carissa
Clarissa.
Barrows.
So I just want to make sure she got her name out there.
Oh, okay.
Bob,
I don't
so-
know. I don't know the name of the King Alistair.
I didn't either.
I didn't catch it. All I caught was, I'm like, I'm so glad you did this. And he's like, I have no idea. My wife just put it on me, and I was like, okay.
He didn't want to be in it too because he said
Wasn't
he
the
was
other
dying.
Alistair, the Isabella from the comics, that was her husband, wasn't it?
Oh,
no,
was it?
No, no. There was a different Isabella that they were married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's like, I'll go get him. I don't know what's with. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he ditched that costume like right away, apparently right after the photo shoot.
Yeah.
And then I met him later on the Pulse Loft, and he's like, "You're still wearing this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I basically take it off right before I go to bed." And he's like, "I don't know how you do it, but props to you." I'm like,
Yeah, he was kind of.
you don't feel it because as soon as you take it off, you don't want to put it back on.
No.
He didn't look that hot in it either.
He didn't.
was
No.
not sweating,
Yeah.
and
It's I think the person or persons I felt most bad for were Chris, because he had the bucket helmet on.
Right.
he
There's
was like he
Legionary
was
Dead on
dying
him.
at the end
Yeah,
of the
and then
second
Dale, you had
photo shoot.
that thick leather coat on, and then a wig on top of that. So that's pretty much
and gloves. The leather
Well, my
gloves.
Gorgia was trying to cut my head off.
yeah. But you
It always does
had your
that.
head could breathe.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting on with.
It would
but
breathe
yeah,
a lot
Chris,
better when it's laying
Chris
on the
is
ground.
like his face. There was
Yeah.
just this much. So.
I know. No, he gets credit because he's encased in metal
Yeah.
as well.
Well, that was that styrene?
I know that it had fiberglass on it, but
Okay.
I'm not sure what it started off as because I know he uses a lot of things like even cardboard and stuff like that, and just coats fiberglass on it. And,
I'm all for that.
yeah.
Robert, you were pretty moist too at the photo shoot.
I am always wet. That's one of my But I mean, there's
So
so many
about
jokes
that-
I could
about
go with
not
that.
having
wet
I won't.
frocks.
explicit
They all
gay.
make themselves.
Yeah. So I'll leave that to the
Salubrious.
audience. But no, well, I've got between 12 and 20 ounce leather for most of the parts, and the chest plate's coated in Wonderflex. And so obviously what breathing the leather does, which isn't really much, it just kind of soaks up your sweat.
Yep.
So it's kind of this nice antique brown when I start, and then this really dark brown when I'm done. And
Oh, yeah, you're talking to us, not the
oh, I
microphone.
know. Well, I have tone. I didn't realize I had lowered my voice too. So
Well, I'm gonna join the leather club next year, so I'm
I
gonna
went
work.
to the leather.
Zevran says hi.
Did you?
which we had a great Zevran.
That
Yeah,
was
we
he
did.
role played that
He-
great.
Yeah, he was great.
He kept harassing me to try to do the voice, and I normally don't do the voice anyway for Alistair, and he was just making it 10 times worse because he was doing it, and then he started doing the Alistair voice to try to encourage me to do it, and I'm like, no, you're making it worse. All I can do is laugh now.
He was great.
So, but yeah,
We
he was
took
very
some
in character, and
pictures.
then he was like, I apologize if I'm like embarrassing you. I'm like, no, it's really all right.
Yeah, he
So
kept
he was
saying
very-
that to me too, because we were taking.
No, I didn't really care.
Yeah,
No, he was considerate, but at the same time, he was very, very much
My
in
favorite
character.
picture from that, besides the one Gator took, was the one with the 2 taluses.
Yeah,
Because then everyone laughed at you, and it
That's-
was amazing.
That is a story.
that was great.
But
We might have talked about that before. Or Felicia Day
think we
didn't.
did.
Felicia Day didn't recognize Kevin in his Alistair costume.
I mean, I can't 100% confirm that, but
She didn't act like it.
No.
She was just like, "Oh, hi."
And then
Whoever.
and then Jen told the story to everyone, and everyone
Yeah,
laughed.
you blurted it out. Now everybody knows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spreading the word.
So I hope that doesn't get to David Gator, and then he tells her, and then she gets mad
Well, what is she gonna do?
I
She's
don't
like
know.
5' nothing
and doesn't
100
know who
pounds.
Sonic is.
Yeah, doesn't know who Sonic and Tails was. That's kind of iffy for me.
But going back to what I was saying, I'm joining the Leather Club next year. I'm gonna remake my entire suit of Splint Mail. out of actual leather and steel, and I'm gonna be under your tutelage for that one.
Are you gonna show
Right.
them the warden dance that you do?
Yeah, you can.
To what, get out of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I have
no. Putting
I
it
wish there was a
on.
video.
Oh.
It's like putting on a uniform if you play a sport.
I turn into a jackrabbit when I'm trying to get my chaps on.
No,
Yeah.
I just
I think I have that video still.
I'm surprised you haven't taken a video of that yet.
no. It's just a matter of as I put the stuff on, I start from the bottom and work my way up, and it's just a matter of making sure I can still bend
Yeah.
and stretch out my legs and move around.
I kept
because-
doing that with my hunter armor
Yeah,
too.
if you can't move in the armor, you're basically just a statue, and it's not functional.
Right.
So Jess, how was your?
Dexterity bonus because
Yeah,
the armor
you guys
goes
have no
down.
idea
You
what
have
I was
leather.
doing.
I know.
You're
Well,
supposed
you
to have a
told
plus
us a
6.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of the bolus.
So I didn't go to the parade. Instead, I picked up water and tried to meet up because last year we had an issue where there wasn't water. We were so far back in the parade they ran out before we got there. But this year you guys came early enough that everybody already got water, so I was just standing there like, okay, saying hi to people, and I got a really good video. I had some issues with trying to get a position for the water. There was a cop, and he was doing a good job keeping people from like getting back where you guys had to be when
Mhm.
the parade finished. But eventually he just kind of like threw his hands up and said, okay, do whatever, I
Damn
lost
people.
control. So anyways, I got some pretty good pictures of the parade as everyone was coming in to the Marriott
Sweet.
at the end. And then I ran up, got into my Samara stuff, and made the photo shoot for Mass Effect. We had a good time there. There was like a remarriage that Laura Ducros presided over.
What?
I
Yeah.
took a video of it and I sent it to you. And
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
that's-
guessing they were
okay.
married, but they wanted to get married in their armor again.
Okay.
So Ducros came up and she did the whole ceremony.
Interesting.
And everybody.
Did she
filmed
do
it.
that in her Cerberus costume?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was pretty good. There was a
So
shepherd and a
Reapers do
Miranda.
part?
They were dressed up as. And then Rana and Mark Muir were there. Took a lot of pictures. We had some fun.
Took pictures. Photo.
And then, so after that was done, we went and got some food. And then I ran back up to the room. Really had to scrub, got all my Asari makeup up, put on,
Asari aliens are like blue, like
and I have to do my whole like chest and everything because
all over.
Samara's pretty,
Oh,
she has a pretty
Cleavage,
low cut
yeah.
outfit. So then I scrubbed all that off. I was pretty pink. I let my skin rest for like an hour, and then I threw on my Isabella stuff and went over to the Dragon Age photo shoot later that night, and we had so much fun doing that.
even though we
one.
got ousted from the original location by
Yeah,
a homeless dude
well,
who was yelling at us.
Well, there was
Oh,
homeless
no,
food,
no,
and there
no,
was
no,
a
no.
wedding group
There was a
too.
wedding.
Oh.
There was a wedding
Yeah.
group that
But
came
we
over.
only had to be away for like 10
10
minutes,
minutes,
and we
yeah.
didn't have to. We could have came back, so
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone was freaking out about it.
Yeah, so we had a really good time doing all that.
Yeah, the
food.
guy came up to me. He's like, "Can we just borrow this for like 10 minutes?" I'm like, "Go ahead. We're getting ousted by a homeless dude right now, so we'll be back." And then we
Yeah.
never came back.
Yeah.
That's fine. That
I
spot we
like
did
the
go
other
to was
location we
better
had.
area.
There were more trees and stuff, but
and you could do stuff on the benches.
that
or
arch
whatever.
did have a cool like temple look. So
Mhm.
There were
yeah.
some pictures taken there, so
And then I got my calendar,
we got our awesome
calendar
epic
shots.
picture.
Oh, that was the
Ron-
greatest thing because
Ron
you know,
took it.
yeah, they're Brooke had the photographer lined up already, and you know they're doing pictures. And Ron's like, "All right, we're gonna jump in." Ron being our friend from Chicago, who is our photographer, our Asian photographer.
Yeah, he's ours. No one
Yes,
else.
nobody else is-
Stop it.
So I asked him because I'm a part of a calendar, and they were asking if I could, you know, do some specific shots. And I'm like, "Ron, can you help me out with this?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I'll be there. Just let me know when and where." So he's testing out lighting or whatever, and then between two shots that Brooks' photographer was doing, he's like, "All right, screw it, just jump in there right now." So I'm like, "All right, we're gonna get these shots really quick, and then we'll be done." So I jump in there, and then everybody else jumps in there from our group, like our immediate group.
He did say he wanted a group shot.
I didn't hear that though. So you three
told us-
jump in,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Courtney.
"What are you?" And Courtney did too, and her hawk stuff. And I'm like, "What are you guys doing? He needs to get these shots quick." And you're like, "Just go with it. Take your lumps."
Yeah.
So you know, I'm being all disgruntled, and then I actually see the pictures, and I instantly regretted being, you know, disgruntled because we got the pictures I needed later. But yeah, there were some of the more epic shots I've seen.
I was there, but I don't think I was in very many of the pictures at the evening photo shoot. I think maybe
the stairs one, and we
You
had to get some pictures
kinda
together.
did leave
So
like halfway through, to be honest. Like,
Well,
know you
I thought they were pretty much done with what they needed me for, so I just.
Oh, it was after you left, then it was like anyone who wanted weird
yeah,
things
so we
to
were
go
milling
on.
about, and some people were like, "Did Robert leave with Chris?" I'm like, "I think they went to the panel."
Mhm.
They're like, "The panel's not for like 2 hours."
Well, trust me, we needed the line, so yeah, that did turn out awesome.
Well, you didn't need to. You were in costume.
Well, yes. Well, I didn't realize that until I got there.
I
All of a
didn't
sudden,
either.
there were certain people who were already there in line, and it's like, "Oh, you're in our group, so here you go." And then
Mhm.
next thing you know, people started giving me alcohol or offering
Yeah, that
alcohol.
sucks when that happens.
So I didn't always
Speaking
accept,
of, later on in the evening when we'd been milling about downstairs in the Marriott all day, you invited us up.
oh
And
yeah,
I'm like, "You've invited us up like every single day. We're finally going to do this." So we went up, and Kim, you made some of the best drinks I've ever had. They were awesome.
Well, we gotta talk
Thank
about the
you.
goofy thing.
Oh, yes, that happened on Friday. Oh,
This
you
happened.
just spiked the levels there, Jen.
Oh, sorry.
I was going through my photos and I found a picture of him, but it needs to be talked about. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen the Gooby and Dolan meme, where it's like super creepy, goofy drawing in Donald Duck, and it's like always like really disgusting subject matter.
Deformed and stuff.
Yeah, and so some guy did the Gooby costume with just like the creepy melty face.
Nose, and it just kept doing this every time he walked.
Yeah, floppy
'Cause
nose.
the
That
audience
was.
knows what you're doing.
And anyway, it was terrifying.
Oh, I said floppy nose.
But Missy was like freaking out about like she's like, "Oh, it's so creepy. I don't want to see it."
And
So
Dale and I wandered over away from the
No,
group.
we
so-
were going back to the room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were gonna leave, and we went over by the Pulse Bar, and
Mhm.
they were maybe was like 50 feet away from the rest of the group, maybe.
Less than that, even.
Yeah, and Dale tapped the guy on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, that girl there is really
the
creepy."
blonde girl is really
She's
afraid
really
of you.
afraid
Go
of
say
you.
hi to her.
And so we watched the most comedic, appropriate sneak ever. Like as he just kind of like was very obvious, but at the same time trying to sneak over there. And then you guys stopped talking and just stared at this guy
Yeah.
as he approached.
we
And
could see him coming, and then Missy's eyes got all big, and she's like, "Oh no!" And then she turns, and there, and he started like chasing her, like doing the weird goofy walk,
yeah,
chasing
with
her.
the arms.
And he kept yelling it was Goofy time. And-
I didn't hear that. That's even better. I
She
tried to take a video, but I was
He was laughing
too
so hard.
She kept just like trying to.
They ran
between-
probably about 30 circles around somebody else.
Yeah. It was really funny. I was laughing about that for like 3 days.
I should have figured out if he was going to be in costume again.
I saw him a couple times.
Oh. I just want to see where to find those videos they took of us at the second photo op for Dragon Age.
When they go up, they'll probably be on the group.
Okay.
Yeah, I would assume they'll pop up on the group.
Oh, are you talking about Jackie's videos?
Yeah.
The Asian Talus?
Yeah.
I was in
Yeah.
a bunch of videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just hers.
She's
either.
assembling it with some poetry going over the top of it, I think, being read over as like narration. That's why she didn't need audio.
Okay.
Speaking of, I told you about that, right?
What?
With the blueberry thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Blueberry.
Because they were like, all right, they had a Morgan sitting down, and they're like, Alistair, come in and berate her. And then she had like a voodoo doll that she would stick with pins, and I was supposed to double over in pain. And I'm like, is there audio here? Do I have to make an Alistair voice? And they're like, no, there's not any audio. And I'm like, you've been warned. So I ran in there, and it's like, blueberry, blueberry, apple pie, robot, 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 don't stab me, ow. And she couldn't keep a straight face for like the
That's
first
right. She
2
couldn't say the same face when I was doing my Merrick stuff
I
in the video
wouldn't doubt
too.
it. So
I stole
blueberry,
liquor.
blueberry. You stole liquor.
In one of the videos, yeah.
Apparently that Antibon brandy was good though.
It was. It was
It's
pretty
very
good.
good.
Yeah.
It tasted like cinnamon.
Cinnamon,
Cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And what was the other? And it had like a fruity flavor too, like
Raspberries.
raspberries. That's what it was.
Yeah. Raspberry and cinnamon.
Let's get that recipe. Sorry.
Anything else happen on Saturday?
Well,
Yeah.
I started to get sick.
No. Worse
We
than
saw
that.
the most
Oh.
amazing footage on Saturday.
No, the bad
Nobody,
hasn't.
no one thinks it's amazing but me.
Well, I thought it was amazing. I also got really pissed at the same time. because I saw the trailer and the gameplay for Dragon Age, and then I find out
Oh, yeah, the
at the
beta.
very end it's not coming out for another fucking year.
Oh yeah, Dale, I forgot to mention. Fall of 2014.
Put the cup down!
It'll be down on his head.
Stop throwing things.
I promise nothing.
I'm just gonna randomly send you PMs from time to time. Just fall
Just as a reminder.
2014.
Just set your warden outfit on fire.
I'll give you his address. You can send him a T-shirt.
Oh, fall.
I know where you live. Why are you trying to help? I know where you're
You would be
stuck.
harassing me if I were in that position.
I'm stuck for 14 hours in the back of that truck with your stuff back there,
No,
remember?
you're not. It's an
What?
SUV.
Still stuck back there.
That's what the S stands for.
No, you could walk.
It's a stuck utility vehicle.
At that point, at the traffic jam, I might have.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When we
Dale
were-
just gets out and starts walking home.
He got out and walked over and visited us. That's how big of a traffic jam it was. Dale got out and came and visited
And I
our
visited
car.
the car in front of us, too.
Yeah.
You guys.
And he was going to Dragon Con.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright.
But yeah, we went to the panel, hung out with David a little bit there, and then
Went to the
Yeah.
Pulse Bar.
we didn't see you guys for a while.
We went out to dinner with the Murphys.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
it was
At
good.
Max Loggers.
And then we were
delicious
hanging out
food.
up in the Pulse Loft. So
Yeah, we did that on Saturday or Sunday night as well.
Sunday night, yeah. We
Yeah.
were out.
Yeah, that's where I met all of you Sunday. I had gotten back into armor.
Yep.
Partially-
Saturday night
Kevin
was
wasn't
definitely
there.
better.
Me and
Kevin was
Dale,
dead at that
me and
point.
Dale were
Oh,
leaning
yeah.
over the railing going, Robert.
That's how we found him. He just like looked up. Yeah.
Well, I was heading that way because I knew that's where you guys like to hang out.
Mhm.
So I was gonna come up, see if I saw you, and then wander about some more.
Yeah, I really wish
Our
Sunday
group-
night was more clothed.
Oh.
Jess had fun though.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I had a lot of fun.
yeah. There's a lot of mostly naked guys that were there.
Oh yeah.
There's like very few, semi-naked women. It was just
Well,
naked Batman.
Emily.
Yeah, just Emily.
Well, yeah, but I mean, Dorito Girl really didn't count.
We saw Bat Pasty Girl on Friday.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I saw her. Yeah.
No, but one of the naked Batmen gave one of the random girls a lap dance.
Right next to us.
Yeah,
They borrowed
well, they
our
took our
chair.
chair.
It
They
sounds
took our chair.
extremely awkward.
Well,
you
and then-
should have seen all the dollar bills he had.
Yeah,
gotten.
he was
He
making
did.
a mint.
There you
Yeah.
go, Dale.
No, and
Varric.
then I
Varric.
Yeah, Varric.
That's all I
and
gotta
cheese
say.
string. Yeah.
Running your hands to the chest
Chest
hair?
hair.
That's gonna cost
Cost
you
you.
extra.
No, and
How many sovereigns do you have?
I
on?
yelled at the end of that. That's how he chooses his next Robin.
Yeah. It was the case.
But it was cool because we didn't know Ben Affleck was going to be a guest this year, so
Right.
it's great to see him. Yeah.
Sucks to be Matt Damon. Ben, stop grinding on me. No.
George Clooney's just walking, tweaking the nipples in the background.
No, his Bat credit card is getting rejected.
No, that's mine.
That's Dale's
Well,
character.
he-
I
he
think I
must
prefer
bank
the
where
bad
you
credit
do.
card at this point in time.
Think of George Clooney as Batman.
Well, at that point,
In Gotham we trust.
Yeah, you guys all passed out on Sunday.
Well, I had a reason.
I know. I was standing in the room like, why is everyone sleeping? And so I was like-
Didn't you nap too?
No, I
Oh,
got up
but
because I was looking at Facebook and I was like, really, guys?
That's what you were doing. Okay.
And so I got up and
'Cause I
I was
remember-
playing with makeup in the bathroom because I was trying to do like a street Asari and it wasn't working. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna be Party Stark tonight.
Party start.
And so then I went down and went with the Murphys to the leatherworking panel that Fev and the Tandy Leather guys were
I
doing.
didn't meet Febron this year.
And, she was up there all night hanging out with us,
Yeah, she
showing off
was.
her helmet and stuff.
She was poking my armor last year, and I'm like, I don't know why you're judging my armor because it's not armor, or it's not leather.
It's not leather. Oh, but anyway, so that was
Her
really
work is
fun.
amazing,
And then she
yeah.
came up to the Pulse Bar later on, and we were hanging out with her for a while. And she had her, what kind of helmet was that?
Wolf.
The wolf helmet? Was that from
Oh,
Skyrim?
Was that from
It was-
Game of Thrones?
It was the
It was
bear.
No,
similar to
it
that.
wasn't.
It
It wasn't.
It was
Game of
a-
it wasn't-
Thrones.
It was a bear helmet from Skyrim.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was really cool.
Oh no, I did see that online.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I tested it
Everyone,
on.
Yeah, she
everyone
makes,
was wearing it though.
she makes
so-
a very convincing man too. Like she does the man makeup very well. I know that sounds awkward, but there is she does a lot of
Hey.
she does a lot of Assassin's Creed costumes,
I-
and she specifically says I actually like doing
No. I
cosplay on
heard
that.
the story about her wearing a beard and people thought she was. A
I
man.
thought she was a dude. I didn't know until she revealed it late. I think it was in a Google Hangout with the Murphys. She was talking about it, and I'm like,
Also, there was like a 7-foot tall woman there too.
Oh yeah.
Death
Oh,
by,
Did you guys-
Death by Snooze Snooze.
Did you actually confirm that was a woman?
I couldn't see an Adam's apple. As hard as I looked, I could not see an Adam's apple. So unless she was able to hide it, I mean,
She was there with 7-foot tall Spock, who looked exactly like Leonard Nimoy.
yeah, he did. That was a really good Spock costume.
But yeah.
And
So I couldn't. If it is, if it isn't, whatever. I
That guy was lucky he liked Star Trek because he looked exactly
Yeah.
like.
Maybe he hates it, but
Well,
he loves the notoriety
well-
for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like Blind, he hates Dragon Age Origins, but he gets so much attention from.
That's true. That's true. That's the real Kevin that you don't know.
He puts up a face all the time.
True Hollywood story.
Uh,
A story about a man. I don't even know if that's.
You're
what
not
it
a man.
sounds like.
You're like,
Kevin is a girl.
The Dragon Man.
I'm the great
He's
warrior.
just a dragon.
But yeah,
I'm not
Sunday.
gonna
I
do
mean,
the rest of the Trogdor song because we'll
Well,
kill
it's
my voice.
appropriate because we are at TrogdorCon.
Basically.
That's what people have been calling it.
No, the TrogdorCon bit was inspired by that previous Dragon Con.
Really?
Those guys were really set up, and across from them was someone selling horns and the swords and everything else, and they really did see some of those costumes and
Interesting.
stuff. So, TrogdorCon really is Dragon Con. So,
okay.
I was not aware of TrogdorCon, but I'm really not surprised
Yeah.
by anything that happens at this convention.
yeah.
If some guy flew in from the top of the Marriott and landed with like a jetpack and just walked around, I'd be like,
it's Dragon
cool.
Ball. Whatever.
Or there was like a whole SWAT team that's repelled from the rafters. Whatever, it's Dragon Con.
Seems about right.
Well, after you walk out of the bathroom and the stall next to you, out walks the White Queen Witch from Chronicles of Narnia. It's like, yeah, this is Dragon Con. Anything can happen.
This con is really hard to describe to somebody who's not been to it. So I was trying to explain it to my family. I'm like, well, there's not like a convention center. It's in a bunch of hotels.
It's
And-
like you're in a crazy mental institution that's
Kind
also
of.
a town.
Yeah, kind
I
of.
tried to describe it to some people. It's sort of like
It's also
Mardi
a
Gras
Tokyo
for
subway.
geeks and
Yeah,
nerds.
they do call it Nerdy Gras.
And I'd had
Well-
a couple people I told that to, and they were at the time were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then 6 months later, 8 months later, after a Dragon Con had passed, I had them come up to me, and it's like, "I owe you an apology." And it's like, "Why?" And it's like, "Well, when you were telling me about Dragon Con, I thought it was complete BS, and you were just exaggerating, trying to like make it this epic convention
Yeah, no,
that
it
it
really
really
is.
wasn't." And I went there, and you were right. So there you go.
Well, we just gotta go to that burlesque show that they have.
The
there.
Burlesque show.
Burlesque show. Sorry, shut up. You grammar bad good anyways, so shut your
I
faces.
grammar banded good, darn
Yeah.
good. Well,
yeah.
tootin'.
Yeah,
I'll throw more shit at you.
he will.
And that was the English Minute with Dale.
Yeah. Grammar your face.
So now we got
Time for another. Wait, before we wrap up, do you have my roommate segment?
Oh yeah.
That seems to be a regular thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did you tell her about Dragon Con? Like you were going to be gone for a week?
Oh, I told her I'm going to be gone, don't burn the house down, and she's also taking care of someone she really cares for because he got a lung transplant, so they might be dead by the
I
time
was
I get
going to say,
back.
what do you think's going to happen when you get back?
I don't know. She told me not to find any crazy women and bring them back again. So I promised nothing at this point in time. But, okay, well, let's see. There's the... Did I talk about the mowing? How
Yes.
she mowed the lawn? Okay, so I talked about the toaster, the mowing. I talked about the stuffed animal.
Oh
at the leash.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of something. Oh, I didn't talk about the door, right? Or unclogging the bathtub.
No.
No.
Oh my god. Okay, so her and her mom come over because the bathtub, is not draining all the way properly. It's just slow, so it starts backing up. And they're like futzing with the drain, trying to pull out the drain and everything. And they're just turning the drain and the thing. They're just turning it. they're like, if we turn it long enough, it'll come out. And they didn't know they had to plug it and then turn it to pull it out.
It's a child safety lock.
Right, kind of. So they were doing that
So
for like...
you don't overdose on bathtub water.
So you don't fall in.
Yeah.
You don't want to go in the deep end. So they did that for like, I don't know, 20 minutes before I came down and figured out what the hell they were doing. So I had to go downstairs into the basement, open the little like drainage pipe, and just pull out the crap. And they're like, "Oh God, ew!" And I'm like, if I'm not here, how is this gonna get done? It's like $100 plumber an hour thing. And then she went to go get a new garage door opener because her thing's old as hell. Just the button, not the actual garage door. And she came back and she couldn't set it. She's like, "Oh, I probably should have read those instructions." She's just playing with it. And I'm like, "Just give me it." So she's like, "Oh, it says you should have the garage door closed when you do this." She had it open the whole time. She like didn't know how to set. When you open it up, it's got little like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 1 through 10. Sometimes it's got switch on or off kind of a thing for the code. She didn't know how to do that. She didn't.
It's pretty self-explanatory at that point.
She didn't understand how the mechanism worked. The garage door opener. Like I took the case apart to see if I could fix the button, and it was just snapped, so you couldn't. But all you needed was the circuit board, and the battery, and she didn't understand how that would work without the little case that was inside.
Right.
So I went up there and just pressed the little button on the circuit board. I'm like, "There you go," and I put it in a plastic bag. I'm like, "There you go, you got your garage door opener." She's like, "It looks too ghetto. I'm gonna go get a new one." And I'm like, "But it works fine." So we got a plastic bag with a garage door opener if I ever need it. No.
Just picture her pulling that out in front of her friends, and her friends are all like her, and they just laugh and laugh and laugh, and she's in her room for a week with sad music.
Stains playing in the background.
You gotta come out. You gotta come out. No, my friends all think I'm terrible. Why? They saw my ghetto garage door opener.
Oh, and then if there's ever a bug that she cannot kill, that's the call I get. Like, remember the call I got at night when I got done working.
You're going into another story.
Should I save that?
Save it.
I will save the bug squashing for
Yeah, we'll get that one next.
You're such a tease, Dale.
My real roommate.
My real roommate.
Yeah.
Tune in next month
Yeah.
for more adventures with Dale's roommate.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure I'll have more stories. Alright, so anything Sunday-wise?
I bought a corset.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we were an hour late to original plans,
We were waiting
but
for
it was all
Korean
good.
What are you talking about? The original plan, you wanted to do like 20-minute segments each day.
We wanted to do it yesterday, but Kevin was sick.
Oh, yeah. I had to go to bed. Oh, I wasn't feeling well. Nah.
I slept for a good 10 hours.
That's what you get for licking the lamppost.
Yeah, you shouldn't have licked the lamppost.
Actually, with Kevin, it seems more like the lampposts keep wanting to lick him.
Wow.
Like the other night in the Pulse Bar, the girl in the chainmail bikini.
Oh yeah.
Oh, wait. Chainmail bikini. I remember the one in the white, like, bikini.
That was her. It was.
That was
yeah.
Yeah.
But the
It
chain
was
bits.
more
Oh,
like
okay.
a gem thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't chainmail.
Yeah, I didn't hear the whole conversation, but I heard she got
She
really
was very
sad.
soft-spoken, so it was very hard to hear her.
Yeah, so but she got really sad when you said you had a girlfriend.
Because he was like, I'm thinking about cosplaying Meredith, and I'm like, oh, my girlfriend is cosplaying Meredith too. And I pointed to Jen, and Jen's like, hey!
Jen and I are like fangirls.
I don't mind. Girls can go up and talk to Kevin. That's fine.
As long as they don't go home with Kevin, right?
I'm too dense for that anyway.
I don't know about
What?
that.
She was hitting on
Here.
her. What are you talking about? She was just really friendly.
Here, drink this. Okay. Why am I strapped to a bed? Why is there roses everywhere and
Please
lampposts?
let me go. I have somewhere to be right now.
It's like the
Like
OG
anywhere but
It's
here.
the OGB scene all over again. Old God baby, old God baby.
No, your chant was just OGB. OGB.
Right, I know, but I don't know
Yeah.
if they know what OGB means.
Yeah, I think somebody had made a post, or David Gator had made a post.
No, David
about-
Gator didn't.
Oh, he
He
clarified
refuted it.
He clarified it. I don't know if I misread it or he just. There were claims that the old God Baby scene from Dragon Age Origins was canon. Whether or not you
Whatever you chose.
did that
Right.
in the Dark Ritual. And then he came into, so I told Dale, and I reluctantly told Dale, and Dale just immediately started going, "Woo! OGP, OGP!" And I was just kind of milling about, and then I saw later that he
Refuted it.
Yeah, he made an official statement that said it actually player choice does play an impact of that. So if you didn't take the Dark Ritual, there is no OGB.
Maybe until
Cool.
the very end of Dragon Age.
So I'm all about
We'll
that.
see.
I know that doesn't bother you.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing my
Yeah.
kid. So,
But did
I'm
we
like-
talk about that in the panel? Where you don't actually...
yeah, I know, but in my head, one day maybe. I don't know. I joke with the Morgans about it, which is always kind of fun. So,
We haven't seen anyone wearing one of those pregnant things in Morgan. I think that would be hilarious.
That would be a little
That-
tough to do, though.
Oh, I didn't say it would be easy.
Because you have your belly showing. So.
Really? Oh, I never figured that.
Alright.
Wow.
Well, if the Morgan was actually pregnant, she'd still be good.
that's like wearing a Varric costume and not having the chest hair to pull it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just shave myself clean.
You mean like if I was Varric?
No, it's
Yeah,
fine.
you
You
have
just
a
won't
lack of
shave
Like
your
I'm like a
hair
naked mole rat, except for my arms and legs.
and the top of your head.
Yeah, that too. This is the hair.
The
that
one
counts.
part you care about the
I
most,
learned
you forgot to
Photoshop
mention
so I can put your head in naked mole rat.
Is it the Kim
Jay.
Possible mole rat or whatever?
Jay, put
Rufus.
Kevin's face on a naked mole rat.
The Kim Possible.
Do it,
one.
Jay.
Jay, I'll pose in plenty of other pictures that you can Photoshop, like the hamburger.
Those will just happen.
Oh, why don't you tell the hamburger story?
It wasn't a hamburger story. I posed for a picture and I had my hand clenched, and
Or the reason why you were posed,
I don't
sitting
remember.
outside.
We
Because
were-
you forgot your key. Or
'Cause you
gave your
locked
key
yourself
away.
oh, that's
out.
right, yeah. So I locked myself out of the because I gave it. My stepdad was watching the cat.
Of his own house, not of the hotel.
So I gave him the key, but I'm so used to my key always being in my wallet that I didn't realize when I closed the door, I went to go get groceries because Nick was coming over and we were going to do omelets before we left. That, hey, maybe I should leave the door unlocked so I can get back in.
I wanted to leave at 10. I figured we'd leave at 11:30. We left at noon.
Hey, those omelets were good though.
Yeah.
You know,
It was good.
Dale, you even liked them.
Yeah. I also would have liked it.
They had vegetables in them. They didn't have
Or on
peppers.
time, the usual. I
Red
didn't say they were
peppers and poblano peppers. So it
Poblano.
was pretty good. And Mexican cheese. So,
So
we should probably wrap up.
Yeah,
right?
wrap up.
bad. Anything else have anyone to say?
well, we've had sports. We've had Dale's roommate.
Roommate.
Financial.
We've had financial. We've had the cooking segment of the show.
Financial, we just yelled DDY several times.
Well, I told them I didn't like my banking.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Financial.
Thanks, Tony.
Dealing with the travels.
Gaming. We changed a few lives.
We didn't.
Dropped
There
some
was
truth
romance.
bombs.
Drop
We didn't
some
talk
true
about
words.
any game-
Yeah,
oh,
and
well.
romance.
The entire thing
Man,
was
this
basically
podcast is everything.
I know this is a little something for everybody.
We had like mystery guests popping in.
Uh-huh. They were getting stuff out of coolers. It was great.
Putting up their Lolita dresses. It was awesome. Well, and David Grader recognized me without my Grey Warden armor on.
Yeah, he-
Enough so that he said, "You're not wearing your Grey Warden armor."
He recognized me as Sebastian as well.
So
but
that's
I
cool.
Was
wasn't
there like
wearing
the only one who's
like-
ever done it?
Yeah, before I had my Sebastian stuff on. he
Yeah,
was
Thursday
wearing-
he's like, "Hey, you're Kevin Bly, right?" I'm like, you know my
He
name?
didn't know my name. He
Yeah,
just knew
well,
I was.
David? Of course
Yeah,
David
but-
knows your name. What?
You are.
I know it's like
You-
it's a
you
big
sent
deal
me
that we
cookies?
nobodies are recognized.
I-
You
yeah,
poster
yeah,
boys.
yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
totally
Consider
different
myself a
animal.
nobody as far as cosplay goes.
Bly, how much you want to bet that Kickstarter would work if I started it for you?
Oh, what? That's what we got to talk about. Explain your Kickstarter.
Which
'cause we
one?
didn't do that.
Which one?
All of them.
Okay,
The
well, there's
listing?
we'll do the first
Do
one.
the
I had
one that's
idea.
appropriate right now.
It would be get Alistair to all the conventions, and I just start getting money for sending Bly to the conventions, and I
Taking a finder's fee out.
Yeah, just a Varric fee, and
If
then
anybody complains, just like, I'm Varric.
Yeah.
You gonna get mad at me?
and I have to make
Just
them
flash
money
them some
somehow.
chest hair and move on.
Yeah. So that was the first one I had, and then this convention I had a Kickstarter for Varric picks up things, and I was gonna do just Dragon Age characters, but some people think I should just do random shit too, like Varric picks up this fan, $10. But I wanted to do Dragon.
$20.
I wanted to do Dragon Age
Meryl.
characters up to Alistair, who would be 1,000, and then I was thinking David Gator would be the
David
bonus
Gator's a stretch
10
goal.
He'd be the 10,000 guy.
No,
yeah.
David Gator's a stretch goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could do it. You just gotta give me some time.
$5, you lift your middle finger.
Yeah. $5 or less.
Yep.
Yell your name out while I chase a duck.
I am excited though because I think I'm gonna kick Kevin out of the apartment for a week, and he's just gonna go live with Robert and upgrade his costume.
I'm glad we didn't bring up the B word in this
The
podcast.
bromance?
It's
I was
not
gonna go with
a
a different
bromance.
It totally is a bromance.
That's just Kevin and his weak and
Ooh,
sick,
ooh.
addled mind.
Yes.
That
You guys
the
were
women
wearing
have worn
matching
him down.
shirts.
Alistair. Okay, let me get this straight. Alistair and my warden had a bromance. Do you know my warden's name before I even met you?
Yes,
Robert
told me this-
Gooseland.
You told me
Okay.
this last year.
Wearing
It's all
matching
falling into
shirts,
place.
matching necklaces.
Yes.
Stop playing hard to get. Let this happen.
Oh my goodness.
There, it happened.
And on that note,
Yeah, we should probably go down. This podcast is sponsored by absolutely nobody.
we have to drive to Indiana now.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
All right.
With a banjo on our team.